Today I'm telling a traditional North African folktale called The Child and the King of the Jinn, from a story adapted from Moorish Literature, a collection of work from various sources, this version being taken from the English translation introduced by René Basset and published by the University of France and the Académie D'Alger, published in 1901, and this is a Berber tale. The Child and the King of the Jinn. There was a sheikh who gave instructions to two young talebs. One day one of them was eating a dish of couscous with meat, and the jinn stole him and bore him away. When they arrived at the place of the jinn set about teaching the young taleb himself. One day the child was crying, and the king of the jinn asked him, "Why do you cry?" "I'm crying for my father and my mother. I don't want to stay here any longer." The king asked his sons, "Who will take him back?" "I," said one of them, "but how shall I take him back?" "Carry him back after you have stuffed his ears with wool, so that he shall not hear the angels worshipping the Lord." Now, as they travelled, at a certain place, the child heard the angels worshipping the Lord, and he did as the jinn did. His guide released him, and he remained 3 days without waking. When he came to himself, he took up his journey and found a mother dog, which slept while her little ones barked, although they were yet unborn. He proceeded and met next an ass attacked by a swarm of flies. Further on he saw 2 trees, and on the boughs of one tree perched a bluebird. Afterward it flew upon the other tree and began to sing. Then he found next a fountain, of which the bottom was silver, the vault was of gold, and the waters pure white. He went on and met a man who had been standing for 3 days without saying a word, and finally he arrived at a village protected by God, but which no one ever entered. He met a wise man and said to him, "I want to ask you some questions." "What do you wish to ask me?" said the wise man. "Well, I found a mother dog which was asleep while her little ones were barking, although they were yet unborn." The sage answered, "It is the good of the world that the old man shall keep silence, because he is ashamed to speak." The boy then said, "I saw an ass attacked by a swarm of flies. It is Pajuj and Majuj of God, Gog and Magog, and the Antichrist." "Oh, well, I met 2 trees. A bluebird perched on one, then flew upon the other and began to sing." "Ah," said the wise man, "it is the picture of the man who has 2 wives. When he speaks to one, the other gets angry." The little boy went on, "I saw a fountain, of which the bottom was silver, the vault was gold, and the waters pure white. It is the fountain of life. He who drinks of it shall not die." The little boy asked then, "I found a man who was praying. I stayed 3 days, and he did not speak." "Ah, it is he who never prayed upon the earth, and is now making amends." "Can you send me to my parents?" concluded the child. The old man saw a light cloud and said to it, "Take this human creature to Egypt." And the cloud, very willingly, bore him to his parents. Okay, that's a wrap on the story of the Child and the King of the Jinn. Now, like many African folk tales, René Basset's collection of North African stories, including this one, provides a valuable glimpse, I think, into the oral traditions of the region, blending myth, magic, and morality in a way that reflects the cultural and spiritual worldview of the people who told these tales. Now, as ever, my main aim is to tell stories that might otherwise be forgotten or lost to modern readers, especially for readers outside of those originating cultures. I think if we can share our stories, we can make the world that little bit less complex, just by a little bit of understanding. This tale appears in my book Troubadour Tales, which contains around 70 traditional legends and folk tales from North Africa. Troubadour Tales is available in hardback, paperback, and ebook formats from all good retail and online bookstores. Now, if you've enjoyed the story, you can find out more about me, Clive Gilson, the story guy, and the Tales from the World's Firesides project at clivegilson.com. And there's also dedicated Facebook and YouTube channels in the banner at the bottom of the screen. I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. It does just help to keep these stories front and centre. And please do subscribe to the channels. There's getting on for at least 100 stories up there now, and there's new stuff coming every week. So there's a lot you could sort of keep yourself entertained with. That's it for now, though. So please do keep reading, keep listening, keep watching, and stay inspired.